Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life. Hey everybody, Brian Smith here with the Iron Team series and your Daily Influence. Today, we are going to be talking about balancing short-term wins coupled with a long-term vision. And oftentimes, people just don't know where to start or how are we going to keep moving towards our long-term vision. And, the old saying is baby steps lead the way. And really, that's how you can use short-term wins to ultimately reach your long-term goals and support your long-term vision. Balancing short-term wins can be difficult also because in a project environment where you are adding more work to your already hectic schedule, it can be difficult to jump in and out of those tasks that support short-term movement towards long-term strategic projects. And it's really important when we are developing our long-term vision that we do so with that understanding, that we share and make sure it's transparent to ourselves and to anybody that's going to be involved, that our long-term vision is going to include short-term progress and that we're going to be measured that way. And it is one of the most important factors in project management, is giving people feedback on a regular basis that moves them in a positive way towards the end of that project, the successful completion of that project. As most of you know, if you've been listening to us or are affiliated with us, you know that we wrap everything in SMART management. For those of you that haven't been here, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So the role of a long-term vision is to understand that that vision is SMART, that we are specific and measurable. And by the way, these short-term gains are part of that measurement process, but they're also part of the tactic, the specifics that get us to understanding attainability, timeliness, and if our project is realistic and can be relevant to what's going on right now. It's really important that we define these roles, that you define the roles in the organization, but also within the project itself, that you have the right people in the right role so that they stay in the right lane. And if they skip lanes or they get distracted or they take off ramps, they digress into something different, one of the best ways to get on top of that and overcome that issue is to have these short-term gains, these short-term mile markers. And they help us to know that we're making that progress and that progress is in the right order also. Developing your short-term plan within a long-term gain or idea or goal is important to prioritization. It's important to understanding what needs to be done at all aspects of a project, who's involved, what their responsibilities are. And when we strategic plan with SMART, when we use the SMART system, we give ourselves what we like to call biz vision of the entire project, an understanding of what's going on and how to achieve even those short-term goals. And within those short-term goals, short-term is relative, right? So within those short-term measurements, we might even have more smaller-term measurements that lead us to even that. And if we continue to use this platform to build our goals, to develop the tactics to reach our goals, and to give ourselves these measuring points, these places along the way that hold us accountable to what our planning was, give us an opportunity to slow down and check our progress, make sure that we're on task, that we're still relevant. Oftentimes we start projects and the project becomes irrelevant. If we don't give ourselves a chance to pause and stop with these short-term goals, we may not realize that till it's over. And then we will have wasted our time. How many times have we finished a project only to learn that we have to go back and redo it, change it, modify it, throw it away? It's also a part of what we like to use in our 6 to 60 planning program. And 6 to 60 initially started out as a planning program or methodology where we would plan for the next 6 to 60 months in front of us. Now, you can identify that different ways. That could be 6 to 60 days. It could be 6 to 60 hours. It can become relevant to the size of a project and provide again that smart guidance, that smart structure in our goals and in the tactics that support our goals to get us where we're going and keep us honest about what we're doing. Some of the practical tips that I can give you when you are developing your long-term vision and creating those short-term milestones, those places to check ourselves, is set priorities for them. Challenge your priorities with yourself and your team. Communicate so that you see alignment between those different milestones, those different short-term measurements that you're creating, so that you can see if you are tactically aligned and if that alignment is moving you towards the ultimate long-term vision or goal that you're looking for. And make sure you write this. Track your progress, make adjustments, share it in writing. Humans are inherently visual. So when we see things and back that up with verbal discussion, oftentimes it will connect the dots. It will put the puzzle pieces together for us. And where we might not have seen the forest through the trees, we might have missed something through just a one-dimensional verbal conversation or a written communication. When we combine them, it allows us to engage more of our listening tools and more of our critical thinking ability by aligning us together, doing the same thing. And there's a better chance of catching mistakes, catching missing issues, learning about things that should have been prioritized higher or lower. Just things like that can be a risk to the success of both our short-term and long-term objectives. It's really important that when we are setting these long-term goals for our long-term vision, that we balance the short-term wins, the short-term measurements in our current area of influence. When you're developing these things, understand that any new project is a disruption. That disruption has the potential to cause issues. There's risk there. By being methodical, by being smart about our vision and being smart about how we go tactical with that vision and develop our projects and then engage in those tactics, can help minimize that risk, give us better viability of our projects, give us better results of our actions and our effort. That's how we do things at IA. That's how we like to promote things. And it's also how we support the I Am Team series, how we support the culture of our organization, how we get people to buy in and to invest in projects, invest in themselves, and become an asset to not just the company or themselves, but to the very work that they're included in on a regular basis. I hope you enjoyed Daily Influence today. I look forward to talking to you again. Have a great day.